myself, Markiplier, Curry. I think those are three wildly different, maybe not wildly. I don't want to speak without having actually had a conversation with everyone. But, I would presume there's wildly different, just inherent to life facts about each of us that make us use and leverage YouTube and these kinds of tools in a slightly different way. I think I can point to a very obvious common factor of like when you are working on YouTube and when you're, because you can work on YouTube without ever looking at your comments or looking at you can post on YouTube and then you can be a YouTuber, which are kind of, it's arguing semantics, but they're kind of two different things. And I believe like all of us to a certain extent have, like I wouldn't classify myself as a YouTuber who's like trying to, optimize content, and I never like do more than one thumbnail per video, and I never really aim for anything in particular. I just kind of hope that I've crafted enough of a niche online that people will keep showing up for that.
YouTube is like a place where everyone can kind of get instant feedback, right? YouTube taught me through the comments that people are really smart. I would do the chair or milk and cereal and kind of cross my fingers and hope people pick up on these small little things. And you bet they'll pick up on things you didn't even intend. And you just kind of learn like, okay, a modern horror audience is actually very smart. So let's not treat them like they're dumb.
Well, let's fall for a couple more minutes. Anything you've been watching over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I guess we didn't talk about, I saw it, I guess now a couple weeks ago, is I finally went to go see The Backrooms.
Oh,
saw The Backrooms with my brother. Did you see the movie yet?
I have not seen Backrooms yet.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so initial out of theater reaction was like kind of a what did I just watch sort of thing. Like, I didn't really know if I enjoyed it or not, oddly enough. Then the more I sat with it, the more my brother and I discussed it, the more I looked online and learned about the filmmaker and everything like that. Kane Parsons, looked at some of his prior work and stuff like that, the more I appreciated it. So what I learned is that if you are going to go see this movie, you should watch a lot of his like found footage backrooms videos that he posted on YouTube before you go ahead and watch the actual Backrooms movie, because there's a lot of extra added detail and context to the film that you get from that without it seems kind of like an incomplete movie on the surface. While yes, presenting very interesting ideas, it doesn't feel like, again, like a front to back easy watch, kind of like Obsession was. Obsession, very standalone. You don't need to know who Cory Barker is as a filmmaker to enjoy Obsession, but I think you do need to know a little bit more about the history of the Backrooms and of Kane Parsons himself to enjoy Backrooms to its fullest extent. I think some people will enjoy it without that, but that I think is my biggest critique for the movie in general. But the more I've sat on it, the more I've enjoyed it. My brother and I have actually planned to now go play the Escape the Backrooms game.
Okay.
So next, hopefully by this time next week, I'll have a little review on that and let you know how that feels. But it reminds me, yes, again, I love that we're getting two very young filmmakers that transition from YouTube to Hollywood that are like topping the box office now, which is insane. I think Backrooms is tracking for 300 million overall. I think Obsession's still doing really well. Like, it still made like 15 million last weekend or something insane like that. Like, they're both still doing absolutely insane numbers.
Even the like Markiplier movie that came out like
year, like, was it Iron Lung?
Iron Lung, and then last year we had like Shelby Oaks, even though that one didn't do as well. Like, we are in the era of YouTube turned filmmakers, and I think that's pretty great. I think that's really
do too. I way more prefer something like this rather than like a Mr. Beast gets his like 8 millionth game show. Sure. You know? Like, I love to see content creators and stuff represented in this way. Right, where it makes it feel like a legitimate career path, right? Like, I mean, imagine if, when we were younger and first starting out on YouTube, right, you had somebody that you're like, hey, mom, look at this guy who posted YouTube videos for the last 10 years, who is now a actual director. Like, now I want to make YouTube videos, and maybe I'll focus more on, the actual craft of content creation, because I know that there's that potential now. Right. I think that is maybe, also a very important aspect of that too. So
I think it like the industry is currently changing fast. It's changing fast. The main studios, I think, are coming a lot more, like, all the main studios are swallowing each other. They're investing a lot more in AI, and you see a lot more of these stars in Hollywood and filmmakers be like, let me go with the more indie company. Let me go with the more smaller company. I think we are seeing the rise of these companies and these creators and these platforms that wouldn't have been successful 5 years ago now can be one of the, like Obsession is currently one of the most successful movies in history now. Not because of how much it's made, but how low the budget was for how much it's made. Like that's an insane accomplishment, and we're going to see a lot more of it within these next couple of years, and I'm really excited for that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
What YouTuber do you think should be the next to be given that chance, and where do you think the directors of Obsession and Backrooms go from here? Ooh. I'm definitely not qualified to answer the what YouTuber next should, whatever. I think they should all get the opportunity. Like, anyone that wants to would be my answer.
I don't know if you would want to, but a YouTuber that I would find that I think would be a very interesting person to head a film or anything like that. I think Jeremy Johns, because he is like the quintessential like movie reviewer. When you think, at least for me, when I think about like a new movie comes out, okay, let me go see what he thinks of it. Not that I always agree with his reviews. I just like to get a gauge, because I understand. I've watched his videos for years now. I know what kinds of things he likes and what kinds of things he doesn't. So I'll gauge that based off of what I'm looking for in a movie as well. But I think something from his perspective could be very interesting.
I think Shelby Oaks was interesting because you had a creator that had gone online for years.
And reviewed films.
I was very critical on movies, and then he did it himself, and it wasn't received the greatest. And that was such an interesting, like, like not saying that he shouldn't be reviewing movies and stuff like that, but I think the biggest thing was him keeping reviewing movies post that movie coming out, and his weird actions after that. So it's definitely very, like, I think if I went on and did that, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm gonna step away from the critiquing era, because I think it's hard for artists to also critique other artists. Like, that's a hard line.
Well,
I think
yes, but I think also if you can't handle it, maybe it's not for you at that point, right? If you have sat there and you've built a career off of being critical of film and television and things like that, and you make something and you can't take that criticism and see it as constructive and use that to further your next project and make it a better film or a better, TV show, a better script, whatever whatever that creative endeavor is, then maybe it's time to then take a step back from that and either, reevaluate what you want to do, that sort of thing. I think in the same way as making YouTube videos, right? I think a lot of people look at other creators' content and stuff like that, think, oh, hey, this is easy, I can do it myself. They do it, and where you have a weird percentage that I saw when I first started making videos, right, is like less than 1% of channels or something like that have over 100 subscribers. Because a lot of people start and never commit to something like that, right? So that's why it makes it so special when you have somebody that you see is very, very passionate about it and is willing to put in the work, willing to put in the effort, and then seeing somebody who breaks past that 1% barrier, right? Then break into an even higher echelon by making a Hollywood feature.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's such a cool track to see, because from our perspective, just getting over 100 subscribers on YouTube is a big accomplishment. Then your 1,000, 100,000, million, so on and so on. But then being approached by a large studio, Blumhouse, A24, any other, film studio, and saying, hey, we're going to give you $1 million to make a movie, $10 million to make a movie. And then that movie makes over 200 million.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a, like a fever dream, I feel like, and both these guys must be just exhilarated to see where they're at right now and where they started.
Yeah.
I know I would be.
No, it's very exciting. I think it's really important right now. Like, I think, as the industry shifts, as we move on in the way we're going, I think it's great.
Continuing from kind of what we were talking about last week, Obsession broke 300 million at the box office, because we've got to update the people on Obsession. So
I've
officially,
seen it twice now. I've seen it.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
It's great.
Was it better the second time around?
The first time I was more traumatized.
Okay.
So the second time, I think I was able to enjoy myself the second time more, I think.
Okay. Nice. Have you seen rumors of an unrated or a director's cut potentially coming out?
Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be very.
I would really love to see that.
I wonder. I don't think it'd be that different. Like, I know
there's a couple of small changes that Curry's talked about. Like,
Yeah.
they were gonna extend the brick scene, and
I heard the car scene they had to.
they had to cut that down
because it was too
Right.
violent, which is
But
crazy,
apparently
'cause-
people have seen that cut of the movie. Like, they play it at film festivals or something.
I believe
with
that
before.
cut was they cut that at film festivals.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they advertise it Obsession unrated or something like that. I think
That'd be cool. I mean,
that'd be a fun one.
Truthfully, we should get more like director's cuts in theaters.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't know how much they'd make, like how profitable it would be to fully re-release a movie. But also, this thing's continuing to do so well. I saw somebody post something. It was like, it's week 6 or something, and theaters were still completely full. Basically, there was like a few scattered seats here and there. Like, I just went and reserved my tickets for Supergirl like a week and a half before it comes out. It's coming out this Friday. I reserved my tickets, and there's like nobody in the theater. It's a Friday night 7 o'clock showing at my local theater, and there was nobody in there at that point. Versus if you go on and try to go see Obsession, everybody wants to see it, which is again just a testament to how good this movie is, how good the word of mouth has been, and how important it is to keep these movies in theaters for as long as possible. Because it was supposed to have probably already been out on digital, but it did so well that they kept it for a lot longer.
They pushed it back. Yeah.
Also, it outgrows the Star Wars movie, for God's sakes. That's it's big.
Yeah.
It outgrows it's doing great.
Well, you know what else outgrossed a Star Wars movie as well?
Backrooms.
The Backrooms.
I'm so happy you did that. I set up that
also
for you.
just so happened to cross that 300 million threshold.
I still haven't gotten
this week as well.
I have not seen it either. No.
Yeah, I would suggest both of you guys go see it. I think if you enjoyed Obsession, like it's in that same kind of, again, it's like thriller, horror, indie. It's very just like it's a small movie with like larger implications. Like for like we kind of discussed last week, is Backrooms has a lot of backstory. It has a lot of additional information that if you know it going into the film, you're going to enjoy it a lot more. Outside of it, you can still enjoy it as a surface level movie. But I think both of them, again, did really well. They were both for different audiences. I feel like there is some overlap. But I think Obsession is the film that's a lot more like readily available for general audiences. Like, again, you don't have to know anything going into it. You're just like, okay, I just want to go see kind of like a, crazy independent horror film. Backrooms, you have to be kind of into like that like trippy, almost sci-fi, like government experiments, liminal space, mumbo jumbo nonsense to really fully appreciate it and understand it. But I think, again, just as people who enjoy film and filmmakers and enjoying, when a filmmaker actually gets to allow their creation to come into fruition without a lot of studio interference and everything like that. I think both of these, again, they both came out at a great time, and it's going to be very interesting to see how now we've gotten to the point in the summer where we're about to get the big blockbusters coming out. Supergirl's coming out at the end of this week, and then we're about a month out from Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
Very interested to see how both of those end up performing.